Have you ever wondered if a knight's fate is fixed? Could one night's cosmos sway the gods of Olympus? Seiya of Pegasus is the knight who defies destiny, a legendary warrior whom the gods fear. And there is a secret kept since the mythological ages that explains why only Seiya and his friends are able to accomplish the impossible. And the answer to that may lie in the real reason why Zeus abandoned Earth millennia ago. Is that why the true enemy gods are hiding in the shadows? Hello, knights and amazons. Welcome to the channel. Always wanted to know. I'm Wes. And today we're going to dive headfirst into the future of the franchise that defined generations. We're going to talk about the awakening of the final gold armors in the upcoming Zeus saga. With the release of the third chapter of Saint Seiya 10, the official prelude to the Heavenly War, which is scheduled for March this year, the pieces on the board are moving. Athena has already recovered her memories. She's on the verge of regaining her full consciousness, and the gods are already descending from Olympus to attack. Get ready, because what we're going to see here today will change your perception of the power of the Bronze Saints. Message delivered. Please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and enjoy the video. Always wanted to know music. To see how Seiya and the others reach the final gold armors, we must first establish our place in Masami Kurumada's official chronology. After Next Dimension ended, the world of Saint Seiya was left abandoned. Asclepius of Ophiuchus, the 13th gold saint, was sealed after nearly destroying the sanctuary in the 18th century. But the consequences of tampering with time were severe. Athena broke universal laws by traveling to the past to save Seiya from Hades' sword curse. Cronos, the god of time, is not a benevolent entity. Although he helped Sayori, he did so with ulterior motives. Saint Seiya 10 emerges precisely to fill this gap. The awakening of the heroes in an era where their past has been erased. That's because their memories were sealed as a divine punishment. However, Saori Kido has already awakened her memories. As Athena, she remembers being the goddess of war and wisdom. But what happens to Seiya? He was in a wheelchair, the Cosmo, and right after recovering and confronting Apollo, he lost his memories and ended up living the life of an ordinary human. So Seiya ended up crossing paths with Saori and Shun, when all of them were still without their memories. However, right after that, the knight finds Saori's hat, who had just entered a forbidden place, which was the sanctuary of Athena. In that place, Saori regains her memories, and now Seiya decides to go after the girl to return her hat. The key is that Seiya's memory will return not by miracle, but due to cosmic trauma. Seiya needs to remember that he is the Godslayer, the one who wounded Hades' real body, both in the mythological era and in the present era. Therefore, Pegasus's awakening may come when he has to face a powerful enemy who will try to harm Saori in the sanctuary. At that moment, Seiya might finally awaken the ultimate gold cloth. To understand the concept of the ultimate gold cloth, we need to review what our hero represents. Historically, Seiya is the reincarnation of the first Pegasus. In the series mythology, Pegasus is the only human who managed to wound Hades' physical body. This is not just a curiosity, it's a genetic and spiritual inheritance passed down through dozens of reincarnations. When we say that Seiya will inherit the Sagittarius gold cloth, we're not talking about a simple change of outfit. The Sagittarius cloth, which belonged to Aiolos, carries the will of the knights who fight for justice. However, in the Zeus saga, this cloth needs to evolve. As we know, the gold cloths were reduced to dust in the Hades saga, and the bronze cloths became divine with Athena's blood. So, what would happen if the remnants of these gold cloths came into contact with Athena's blood, thus awakening an endless cosmos channeled by Seiya, who had just regained consciousness? Naturally, a divine gold cloth would appear, but this time, it would be a canonical version of the divine Sagittarius cloth, created by Masami Kurumada himself. Possibly its style and power would be quite different from what we saw in the anime's Soul of Gold, but that's what makes this possibility even more special. Like Seiya, Shiryu is already Doko of Libra's successor, showing wisdom and balance in the series. The dragon is the symbol of resilience, and if he also awakens this power, his final Libra armor will have more than just the 12 weapons. It will be bathed in the energy of the Dragon of Rosen, allowing the 100 Dragons' wrath to reach the level of a stellar-class technique. As we know, Shiryu now has the dragon jewel in his tattoo. He was recognized by the dragon god, and with that, apparently lost the weak point of the dragon's wrath technique. Therefore, Shiryu's finishing move is stronger. Meanwhile, Yoga inherits Aquarius, and Xion succeeds Virgo. Here's an interesting point. Xion is the purest man on Earth and a former Hades host. His connection with the underworld and with Shaka's Buddhist energy makes his future Virgo gold cloth possess transcendental properties. For Yoga, reaching absolute zero, beyond the gods, will turn the Aquarius cloth into something even Apollo's sun can't melt. The most mysterious is Ikki of Phoenix, recognized as the Leo cloth successor. Ikki shows incredible powers in the saga. Episode G, where he donned the Leo cloth, awakening the form known as the authentic Leo cloth. Therefore, I believe that in the Zeus saga, the new form of the gold cloth used by Ikki will be the most impressive. However, the Zeus saga will not feature only the king of the gods as Athena's enemy. In Next Dimension's final chapters, Apollo the sun god and 3 warrior angels were introduced. Apollo is portrayed as a deity of immeasurable power, capable of erasing a being's existence with a single glance. Besides him, we have Artemis, the goddess of the moon, and her warriors, satellites. Unlike the knights, the satellites wear armor based on lunar phases, and their power increases according to the position of the moon. The Zeus saga battles will likely feature tactical elements involving time and space. Artemis is complicated. She loves Saori as a sister, but despises human insolence. And we can't forget Hecate, the lunar witch who moves between supporting the knights and her own interests, hidden along with Cronos. Although these 3 characters will certainly appear in the new saga, I believe they won't be the main enemies of Athena and her knights. Real danger may come from unexpected places. First is Asclepius of Ophiuchus. The 13th Gold Knight's return is imminent. He is not just a traitor. He is an entity that seeks the status of a god. If he manages to return with his power. In the saga of Zeus, we will have an enemy who knows all the vital points of Athena's knights. This may happen because in leaked spoilers for Saga 10's 3rd chapter, Athena visits the ruins of Ophiuchus' house. Not to mention that we have a mysterious explosion in Athena's temple where the statue of the goddess will be shattered. The second major enemy would be Cronos. The god of time lacks a physical form, but his influence drives the plot of Next Dimension, where saints remain eternal. He may be the real force behind the Athena-Olympus conflict, and the destruction of her statue could also be linked to this god. In Episode G, Titan Cronos' ultimate weapon was sealed under Athena's statue. But Sami Kurumada may be reusing this idea in a much more dramatic way, showing that Athena's statue will be destroyed to reveal an unbelievable secret about Cronos. Possibly the real body of this god might be sealed beneath the statue in the sanctuary. This way, he would recover his body and destroy Athena's armor, the goddess's statue. In the universe of Saint Seiya, an armor evolves through blood and cosmos. We've already seen the divine armors, but they are temporary and appear in situations of extreme desperation. Athena's armor needs to come into contact with the goddess's blood in order to awaken. That way, it leaves its statue form and becomes armor. Conversely, Seiya and the others permanently fuse the gold armors into divine armors, or kamues. Picture this in Saint Seiya 10. To face Apollo's angels, the bronze saints need protection that won't break before the power of the sun. But if they face the power of Cronos, they need even more powerful armors. The theory is that the current gold armors of Sagittarius, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo, and Leo will undergo a mutation through Araya Shiki, the 8th sense combined with Athena's blood. Unlike the divine armors we saw in Soul of Gold, these new gold versions would have a more robust design, with platinum details and an aura that emanates a superior cosmos. Seiya will not only wear the Sagittarius armor of Aiolos, he will wear the primordial Sagittarius armor, the one that appeared in the first Holy War against Poseidon. Something similar to what is happening in the Rise of Poseidon saga, where the Marina generals are awakening their arcane scales, the most powerful ones used in the mythological era. So, should we call the new gold armors arcane gold armors? Leave your opinion in the comments so I can know. I began the video by asking, why did Zeus abandon Earth? The answer that will be revealed is that Zeus didn't abandon the Earth out of disappointment, but rather to prepare a final test. He thinks humanity doesn't deserve to exist if it can't create warriors stronger than the gods. Seiya will probably recover his memory when he finds himself in mortal danger. If Apollo's angel Cronos or Asclepius acts, the psychological shock will break Apollo's seal. And at that moment, Seiya's cosmos, which has been compressed throughout the entire period of amnesia, will explode in a way never seen before. It won't be a gradual awakening, but a sudden burst of divine energy. There is a cosmic level. Beyond the eighth sense, some sources suggest the ninth sense, known as the divine will, or big will, this sense that allows a mortal to become a god. Zeus completely controls it in Seiya. He will need to awaken this power to use his new gold armor, or even to face the powerful enemies of this new saga. We're about to witness the beginning of the end. Chapter 3 of Saint Seguin. 10 promises big reveals, possibly even Seiya's first meeting with a celestial-class enemy. It's expected that the next chapters will reveal glimpses of the new armors, and possibly the revelation that the Pegasus armor and the Sagittarius armor are destined to become a single entity of power. The fight against the gods is not just a battle of strength, it's a battle of ideologies. Seiya represents hope and free will, while the gods represent absolute order and predetermined fate. Who will come out victorious? I hope that with this video, you've broadened your mind about the future of Saint Seiya. Kurumada's universe is more alive than ever, and the Zeus saga promises to be the peak of decades of history. Did you like the theories? Tell me in the comments, which of the new gold cloths are you most excited to see in action? Thank you for watching until the end. See you next time. Burn your cosmos to infinity.